Today we are about to speak to Rob Groeneveld from Phil Webb Real Estate. This guy here has written close to $1 million. He's only 31 years of age. Let's go find out how he separates himself at the listing presentation.
Here's what I've learned. The best of the best have got the following.
What's your goal for the next 6 months? Hey everyone, Tom Panos with Rob Groeneveld. Have I said it right, Rob?
Groeneveld.
Groeneveld,
Yep.
Rob Groeneveld. You're going to love this guy. 800,000 gross commission, ex-GST, 30 years of age, 31 years of age. The great news is that he's getting married.
23rd of April.
23rd of April.
To beautiful Natalie. So we've been together for about 4 years, getting married on the 23rd of April. So really excited.
Natalie, big shout out. You're probably going to be watching this. You need this man to keep working and doing well.
Weddings are expensive, mate.
Yes, yes. So Rob, let's, I'm just so excited about it because I love it. I've come in, I've done training at your office one day, and I remember sitting there. It's been a couple of times we've done training, and I've sat there and I had a conversation with you, and I just knew that day, the way you were sitting there taking copious notes, I remember saying to one of the business owners there, he must be one of your best writers. And they said he is. You're in my real estate gym membership. You're, how many houses do you sell a year?
On average, around 57 homes a year. So, and list about 61 on average a year.
You list 61, you sell 57. How many appraisals a year do you do?
The last 3 years, I've averaged 273 appraisals a year.
I think the thing that you do differently than anyone else is you don't say to them, I think we need to go auction, or I think we need to do this size ad or do this. You actually unpack the exact process of what you're going to do. Let's talk about what you do. So you've done a tour of the property.
Then we sit down. But in that, before we've done that tour, I would have asked you a question like, Tom, have you ever sold before? And you'll say, oh, Rob, we haven't sold for 27 years. Right. So it's obviously different now. Or you might say, well, Rob, I sold 3 years ago and we auctioned it and it was a disaster. And we just do not want to go auction. So thankfully I've asked you that question because I'm an auctioneer. Yeah. I don't want to waffle on for 10, 15 minutes on the benefits of auction. And you're thinking, no, I want to go private sale. Yeah. So I've already asked you about that experience, and you may say I had a really good experience or a bad experience. And if you had a bad experience, I'd go, well, Tom, what happened in that situation? And really start kind of delving into it, and then say something like, well, Tom, I can understand that you had a bad experience 3 years ago, but can I ask, would you reconsider an auction if I can show you what our unique strategies do? So, and then try to reintroduce it that way. So,
okay, so what you're saying is, get into the mind of the consumer, think like the consumer, because you won't be selling like a superstar if you don't know how they're thinking.
But get on their level. Like, we're real estate agents and we're professionals, but also get on their level. So, for instance, I've bought and sold several homes before, and even though I sell property for a living, I can assure you now, every time I've had a property on the market that I own, I get nervous, or every time I bought a property, I get nervous. So, really step through the client. So, Tom, I've sold a property before at auction, and I know how nerve-wracking it can be. But one thing I want to assure you is we'll hold your hand throughout the whole process. I can't promise you a price, but I can promise you the process that we've got in place is a proven method. In fact, our average days on market in the area is 31, with an average of 63,419 over reserve, with a 93% success rate.
Okay,
it's instilling confidence.
That is absolutely...
And credibility.
I love that. Can you say that again for the viewers? Those 3 KPIs, it was days on market, it was above reserve, and it was success rate.
Correct. So, Tom, if you list your home with me, you've got a 93% chance of selling at auction, with an average of 63,419 over reserve. With the 31 days on market. They're really good statistics. Now, if you benchmark that to other agents in the area, our stats are much, much better.
Okay, clients, understand this. Vendors do not care about you. They care about themselves, and what Rob has just done is actually say 3 things that matter. How much more, how soon, and what are the chances it's going to get sold. Nailed all 3. Rob, when you go back and sit down, how do you move into business mode of getting the business signed up? What do you talk about the process? That completes the free part of the video. If you want to get more information like his hit list, the storybook, the references, all the stuff that he talks about, be a real estate gym member. It's less than $10 a week.